Hey guys, MCU Collector here with the next video. This is video number 3 in the Hasbro Marvel Legends series, Avengers Wave 4, Avengers Endgame, or in this case, Black Panther. This is the Shuri figure. Now, I've been very excited that they were going to be giving us a Shuri figure. It took forever to announce that. When they announced Wave 2, it's like, oh hey, Comic-Con was here, we're going to have a Shuri figure, but she's not coming out until next year. And it's going to be an Avengers Wave, and then it just took forever, and we finally have her. But this isn't even movie accurate to Black Panther. I would say that this is accurate to Endgame, but it is what it is. So anyway, we get the Black Panther movie logo in front. It says Shuri down below. We get the Black Panther logo up at the top. Build-A-Figure Hulk there on the top corner. Here we have a look at Shuri, and as you can see, there's blue in her costume, but there is no blue in her costume in the figure. So that's why I think this is more of an Avengers Endgame look, because it's dark during that battle and you can't really tell what it looks like, but I want to say she was wearing all darker colors, so that's why this looks like an Avengers Endgame figure to me. So here we have another look at Shuri from the movie, and again, lots of different colors, some blues in there, but we did not get that for the figure. Here we have all the figures in the wave to complete the Hulk Build-A-Figure. Let's take a look at that bio. Shuri, the mastermind behind some of Wakanda's most advanced technologies, Shuri designs and distributes vibranium-powered gear to Wakanda's greatest warriors and allies. Pretty awesome. That looks great. The head sculpt is amazing on this figure. I cannot wait to open this up and take a closer look. Here is the UPC for all you guys. Let's get right to it and open Shuri. Okay, and here is the Shuri figure out of the package, and you know what? This figure does not disappoint other than the color differences and not being movie accurate. The sculpt is awesome. The head sculpt itself is great. Everything about this figure I do really like. I would say love if it had the blues in it, but it doesn't, so it's really cool though. The accessories are pretty awesome. One thing that, you know, we have these vibranium energy effect pieces that kind of stick out. I wish they would have been a little bit longer or something. That would have been really cool, or if they kind of retracted a little bit, that would be awesome. But I am very happy with this figure. So first things first, let's take a closer look at the figure. Then we'll take a look at the articulation, go over the accessories a close up, and then see how she looks next to some of the other Black Panther character figures that we did get. And right now, before we zoom in, we'll get this Hulk Build-A-Figure piece out of the way. This is the left leg, and you can see that that looks awesome. All the tears in the pant leg there. I like the way that looks. We'll put that over here in the corner, and we'll get to Hulk Build-A-Figure video all on his own after we review all the figures from the wave. Okay, so here's a close-up look at the Shuri figure. Now, if you're watching this on a TV, or you know, you're looking at it at your phone, it probably looks like Letitia Wright, like the actress is like really right there. The head sculpt came out so good, and I want to say that she's probably the best head sculpt out of any of the Black Panther movie figures that have released. And we've had a couple of good ones. The Everett Ross is actually really good. The Michael B. Jordan Killmonger head is really good. But you know what? This Shuri head is spot on. Now, my buddy Derek, Plastic Soul Collector, he picked these up for me at our local comic shop. He went through and he handpicked between a couple of different ones that they had to make sure that I got good ones. So really double check, because I guess some eyes were wonky on some of them. So you really want to make sure to take a look to see, because mine looks good, so I can't imagine how it would look if, you know, that came out bad. Now, one thing that's this, you know, the Shuri figure uses the digital face print, but it doesn't seem, it seems a lot more subtle on this figure compared to some of the other ones, but I really like the way it looks. She has kind of the war paint on her face. One thing, this white line on her, under her lip, is actually slightly off-centered, but looks really good. Now here we get a lot of black and browns. If it had blue in it, how awesome would that be? But the figure itself does look really good. Look at the sculpt of her hair on the back of her head. I think that's cool. Really like the way this looks. I kind of wish I would have kept that basic figure for Shuri. I don't think I have it anymore, because at least that one had the accurate colors. But of course this figure is going to be far superior over that one because of the sculpt details and everything. Her arms are very, very thin. The hands are weird. It almost looks like she has no wrist because it just continues on. And the reason for that is because you could see that these vibranium energy blast effects, they just kind of clip onto her hand. The sculpt of them look pretty good. The translucent energy effect, that is all that you get there. It does not retract. It does not come out or anything like that. So here, this one says number 2. So we're going to clip it on, and I thought they were the exact same, and you could see it just clips on in there, and that's why the wrists are a little bit bigger. So that one said 2, this one says 3, so I guess there's no number 1. I'm not sure exactly how that works. That's kind of interesting now that I found that out. Sculpted texture on the figure looks really good. The legs sculpted look pretty good. The tan paint that's on here came out decent. As we kind of get to the edge of it, it looks like some of the darker brown underneath bleeds through slightly, especially in these tighter spots there. They look good. Now these ankle pivots are kind of funky because it's like the ankle goes down into the shoe itself. So pivoting is kind of weird, but you can work it and get to it, and I'll go over that in detail when we get to the articulation. But the sculpted detail of the figure came out looking really good. Not a lot of paint on the back of the figure, of course. This skirt piece is here. It's floating. There's no clip or anything to remove it. You'd have to warm it up and stretch it, and I'm sure you could pull it down or whatever. But I'm not going to do that now. Doesn't look like there's a whole lot of sculpted detail up underneath. There's no waist swivel or anything because, you know, it's a female figure. But let's zoom out and take a look at the articulation. Okay, so the Shuri figure stands at about 6 inches tall, and that's because her hair sticks up quite a bit. If her hair was a little bit flatter or maybe bald like the Dora Milaje, she would be much shorter. So first, let's go over the articulation. So her head, she can look all the way down, which is great. She can look all the way up. You want to be careful of that neck. There we go. She can look all the way up. Her elbow, her arms can go up that much. You can work it a little bit more, but you see part of the costume in these shoulders. Let me zoom in a little bit here. Some of the in these shoulders, you can see it kind of pushes it a little bit, so it hinders a little bit. You can do a full rotation, but be careful of that you have enough space to work that out because the shoulder goes up. There is no upper bicep swivel because you get a swivel at the elbow, and we are back to the single jointed elbow, but look at that, you get higher than 90 degrees. Again, the wrist looks weird because the hands are new because the clip-on vibranium energy blasters, but you still get a hinge and swivel in there, even though it looks like it's all like the same width and everything. It's kind of funky. She has a diaphragm joint because female figures do that, so she can't turn to the side that much. She can't turn to this side that much, which is not a whole lot of motion in there. She's really not going to move forward, as you can see, back ever so slightly. So that's probably one of the weaker diaphragm joints that Hasbro has given us. Again, no waist swivel because a female figure. Legs can go this far apart, but you kind of have to work this skirt piece up because naturally it's going to sit a little bit lower. So you just kind of push it up a little bit and you can get those legs spread out a little bit more into the split. So we get an upper thigh cut there. We get a double jointed knee. No boot swivel, but the foot hinges all the way down. Hinges up slightly. And you get ankle pivot. But again, it's like the ankle joint itself goes down into the foot, the shoe a little bit. So the pivot, you have to kind of really work a little bit more to it. So there is the articulation on the Shuri figure. Now let's see her up to next to some of the other characters that she was with during the movie. So here we have her next to Nakia, and we know that at the end battle with Killmonger and the guardsmen, I forget what they're called, but you know, the Wakabi's team, you could see they kind of went out, all that battle was going, so these two went out together. Remember, Shuri gave Nakia the Dora Milaje outfit, and you can see that Shuri is much shorter than Nakia. She is much shorter than Okoye. And then, of course, she is much shorter. Then Black Panther is, you know, because of course she should be, because she is, you know, basically a teenager. Black Panther will want to stand up straight without leaning. You can see there's a big size difference there. And then for the last one, even though Killmonger, it's a very similar figure, you can see the size difference there, and it is significant. Okay, so there is the Shuri figure review. You guys let me know down in the comments below what you guys think of the figure, what you think of the video. Will you be picking up the figure or passing on it? Let me know. I am curious. If you guys liked the video, hit that thumbs up. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, please do so now. Hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to get the notifications for when new videos do go up. And as always, guys, thank you for watching.